A child welfare agency that's meant to keep kids safe now under investigation for putting them in danger.
The Pinellas County Sheriff's Office says Eckerd Connects, the organization that handles child welfare and foster care in 3 Bay Area counties, did not do what it was supposed to do. Well, now the Department of Children and Families has 60 days to find a new company to take over the care of these kids that we're talking about.
10 Tampa Bay's Jenny Dean joins us live this morning from the Eckerd Connects Administrative Building. And Jenny, that's where Sheriff Gualtieri says some of those kids were sleeping.
Yeah, you know, Caitlin, I really want to set the scene for you here. This is an industrial office park area. One part of it is Almerton Road, Starkey Road's not far away. This is really no place for any child to be sleeping or calling home for even a night. And that's exactly what the sheriff said was happening. Kids were sleeping here, about a half dozen of them at any given time, under desks or on makeshift cots, and they had no real essential items. Some of them were even sneaking out in the middle of the night.
The conditions in which these children have been living at Eckerd's offices, frankly, is disgusting and deplorable. The conditions are as bad or worse than the living conditions from which the children were removed when we investigated the conditions at the children's homes.
You know, deputies say that several kids that were staying in this building were injured. 2 had to be taken to the hospital after they were able to get a hold of some unsecured medication. Another kid was hurt when they snuck out of the building and started climbing down a ladder. That child fell off a ladder, actually lacerated the stomach area. And, you know, overall, the sheriff says this is a real problem. There's about 60 to 70 children that are on a night-to-night basis through Eckerd Connects, meaning that they're moving them to sleep at a different place every night. And sometimes that even includes unlicensed facilities, where in one case, a child got a hold of an unsecured gun. And there are more cases like that.
In another situation, one of the employees of these unlicensed facilities has pending current charges for conspiracy to distribute hydrocodone and racketeering. So yeah, they put a drug trafficker in charge of vulnerable kids.
You know, Eckerd Connects has responded to these charges. They have said in part that they are going to provide full cooperation with the Sheriff's Office investigation and that they do not tolerate any acts of neglect or abuse by any of their staff or subcontracted agencies. Now, earlier this week, before the sheriff announced these charges, Eckerd said it was going to be ending its contract with the Department of Children and Families. They said that there's been an increased need and the state just isn't giving them the funding they need to take care of these kids. The sheriff says that's not an excuse for them not to be doing their job and keeping these kids safe, especially keeping them in an office building overnight.